Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we break down those confusing corporate documents to find the juicy bits. Today we're looking at Better Home and Finance Holding Company and their latest report. Stick around because the numbers here might just surprise you. And before we dive in, if you like getting straightforward insights from these filings, make sure you subscribe. Also join our Discord community linked in the description below, for more real-time chat. So what we have here is a Form 8K, which is basically a report that companies file when they have a major event to report. In this case, the big news dropped on the 13th of November 2025. The main point of this filing is to announce Better Home and Finance Holding Company's financial results for the quarter that ended on the 30th of September 2025. Think of it as a mid-year check in to see how the company is doing. Before we dig into the numbers, let's quickly touch on what the company is all about. Better Home and Finance Holding Company has its class of common stock traded on the Nasdaq stock market under the symbol BTRA, and they also have warrants that are exercisable for shares of their common stock also traded on Nasdaq under the symbol BTRAW. So essentially people are investing in their stock and also in their warrants, which gives them the right to buy stock later at a certain price. Let's talk about the core business here, the class of common stock. This is what most people think of when they hear a company's stock. It represents ownership in the company. And then you have the warrants BTRAW. These are essentially options that give holders the right to purchase shares of the company's stock at a specified price within a certain time frame. They can be a bit more speculative, but also offer leverage. Now, the actual financial details are in a press release that was attached to this filing, and that is where the real story is. Looking at the financial results for the third quarter of 2025, Better Home and Finance Holding Company reported some interesting figures. While this filing itself doesn't contain the detailed tables we'd usually dissect in a 10Q or 10, the accompanying press release would have the critical numbers based on the nature of an 8. K filing for financial results, it is likely these numbers are focused on revenue profitability and perhaps key metrics related to their lending or financing operations given the company name. The company is reporting on its class of common stock, which is its primary equity. This is the main way investors participate in the company's success. They are also reporting on their warrants. This signals that the performance or terms of these warrants are also an important part of their financial narrative for this period. It's also noteworthy that Better Home and Finance Holding Company has elected to be considered an emerging growth company. This means they can take advantage of certain regulatory relaxations for a period of time. It's common for newer companies to use this designation to ease their reporting burden as they grow. So the company put out a press release on the 13th of November talking about their performance up to the 30th of September. This is their chance to tell their story to investors and the market. We expect them to highlight wins and perhaps explain any less favorable results. And just to be thorough for those who really love the nitty-gritty, they've also included an interactive data file. This uses a format called XBRL, which makes financial data machine readable and easier for analysts and investors to process. So what does this all mean for Better Home and Finance Holding Company? Given they were touting their financial results, this likely means they are trying to convey a certain picture to the market. If the results were strong, they are probably happy to share that to boost investor confidence and potentially lift the stock price. If there were challenges, they are likely framing those in the most favorable light possible while still being compliant with SEC regulations. The fact that they mention both their common stock and warrants suggests the performance of both are being watched. For investors, it's crucial to look beyond the headline numbers in the press release and dig into the actual financial details to understand the true health and trajectory of the business. Are their revenues growing steadily? Are their profits increasing or decreasing? How are their expenses being managed? These are the kinds of questions a deeper dive into the press release would answer. The emerging growth company status means they might not have the same level of detailed disclosures as a more established company, but it also means they are likely in a growth phase where significant performance swings can happen both up and down. We need to see if the company is on a solid path or if there are red flags hidden beneath the surface. Ultimately, this 8K serves as a signal from the company to the investment community about its recent performance and what investors should be paying attention to. Now, looking at the broader picture, Better Home and Finance Holding Company operates in an industry that can be quite sensitive to economic conditions. Interest rate changes, market demand for housing and access to capital can all significantly impact a company like this. Their strategy will likely revolve around navigating these external factors while building a sustainable business model. We will need to see if the numbers presented in their press release demonstrate resilience and a clear strategy for long-term growth. Alright, that is our quick decode of this Better Home and Finance Holding Company 8K filing. What are your thoughts on these financial updates and what do you think it signals for the company's future? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit that like button, it really helps us out. And don't forget to subscribe for more of these corporate deep dives. Check out the Discord link in the description for more discussions. Thanks for watching, see you next time.